Morning guys, so we're back in the bathroom. We've de-pegged, cleaned the grout lines on the floor, and we're pretty much just going to give it all a good wash now, and then we should be able to crack on with the grouting. Once it's grouted, we can then get on and fit our shower mixer torpedo thing for the bath. Get the bath in, mount the shower. As I said yesterday, maybe with the balls up. Somewhere there should be a point for our mirror, and I, some reason, tiled over it, but I know roughly it's there. So I've just got to drill a hole around there somewhere to expose it. I'll measure that out in a minute. But yeah, I think it's all looking pretty good. So just need to give everything a thorough wash now. I'm going to use a little scouring pad. I'm going to thoroughly scrub and wash every inch of wall and floor, and then we can then crack on with the other bits and pieces. But I'm going to core this hole first, or drill this hole, try and get as much of the dust out of the way, and then we'll go from there. See you in a bit. Oh dear, okay, so if it's cleaned, washed, it's naturally drying. We found the power supply for the mirror. The cutout wasn't pretty, but you're never going to see, it's a big mirror going over it, so you're never going to see. I hold my hands up, it ain't pretty, but again, you're never going to see it. There's my cock up, I openly admit that. But it actually looks a lot different now. A lot different now, all fully tiled. It just looks such a big difference. Now this is where the pride in the job comes in, when you see it at this stage, where it's all fully tiled. It just looks neat and clean compared to the bare old horrible walls that were here before, and everything's nice and absolutely solid, no hollow spots on my tiling, you know, everything's just solid, you know. When you can hear hollow spots, you know it's been dot and dab. You know I don't do dot and dab. So these tiles, when they go off in a few more days, when they're absolutely rock hard, they ain't ever coming down. They're going to be, somebody will have fun doing a new bathroom refurb in 10 years. But anyway, I'm out of breath. I'm going to get the grout knocked up and just start grouting the walls. Sort of do like this section first, clean it, do the half of that, clean it, do the other half, clean it. It's so warm and hot today that the grout can go off quite quick, so we don't want to rush this. We want to take our time, just do a little bit, clean it, do a little bit, clean it. So let's get some knocked up, start throwing some around. Okay, so grouting is coming along. Done a couple of walls, given it a partial wash. It makes such a difference when the grout goes in. So those two walls have had a grout and one wash. I've just finished grouting that wall, which now needs a wash because it's drying so quick. And Ricky's in the process of grouting that section. If you're wondering where he was while I was grouting the other walls in the time lapse, he was actually clearing the room, getting rid of the rubbish, because we filled the skip up and I had another one delivered today. So he's been clearing rubbish, loading the van, getting rid of tiling tools that aren't needed, just generally tidying up the workroom that we were using, because they're remodelling the house. So we had a whole room to pretty much do what we want, store stuff, work from and stuff like that. So he's been there cleaning all that up, getting that ready, because obviously once this grout's done and polished and the floor's done, we're going to give it a little while and we can start fitting the bathroom. So we don't need half the tools we've had here. But anyway, let's crack back on, let's get these walls washed and get that floor grouted. Okay, so walls grouted, had a couple of washes now. Floor is now grouted. We just go because the grout lines on the floor. We went with a slightly bigger tile grout line because I couldn't get on with the ones we used for the wall. I like a thin grout line myself. Just looks tidier in the long run. But I just wasn't getting on with the bloody fitting, the clips. So we've done away with the clips on the floor. Plus, this floor needed to be bang on for the bath. So here it's looking nice and dandy now. So as you can see, all nicely grouted. So we just got to wash the floor, let that go off because it's a bit deeper, the grout line. So once that's gone off, give it all a good wash, let it go off a bit more, give it another wash, and then hopefully then it'll be completely dry. We give it all another thorough clean, let it dry. I might go and do a rubbish run because we've got quite a lot of rubbish in the van and a lot of tools to unload. So once I've given this floor its first wash, in about 10 minutes, I think I'll go do a rubbish run. And then all these walls then will be pretty much bone dry because it's bloody hot today, guys, bloody hot. And then we can come in and polish all the tiles up, get them all looking up, happy days. Then I'm going to fit the bath faucet, get the waste ready, get the bath up here, get the bath in, plumbed in. Then we can do this riser rail, the shower screen, get the toilet possibly in. There's a lot of things to do still, but I'm not going to rush. I've got today and tomorrow to finish this, and we're looking pretty good for that, so there should be no issues going forward. See you in a bit. Okay, so it's bloody warm today. I love the sun. I don't like working in it. I'd rather be in the beer garden or in the hot tub. But anyway, she's all grouted. She's had a good few washes. We need to leave it nearly now to let it thoroughly dry off. Give it another polish up, maybe another clean, and then we're good to go. So yeah, it's looking massively different. So it's all grouted. So next job really is to polish the walls and get the bath up here. Put an elbow there with our flexi straight onto the waist. Just silicone that to the wall. Put our valve on. Put our riser rail on up there. Get our toilet in. If I can get the toilet, the bath, and potentially get the basin in place today, then all I've got to do tomorrow is connect the mirror, sort the light out and the light switch and the radiator and some silicone, and I can do the silicone once all these walls are thoroughly dry and polished. I'm going to get some jasmine, and we're going to jasmine all the corners, and then it'll be white around the bath and just white around the basin. So that's the general plan anyway. I'll tell you what, working in this heat is not ideal. But it is what it is, guys, and we must get on. See you in a bit. Okay, so we've done a dump run. Walls are pretty much there. They need a final polish. But until I was going to start fitting some bits and pieces first. The first job is to fit our shower valve and bath filler. So this is our bath filler and shower valve. So that's going to sit there nice and low for the bath. And then we should have a really long hose for the shower head. So I like to use these fittings. They don't always come with them. Sometimes you have to buy them separately. But I know these are bang on 150. So all I've got to do, drill 2 holes on each one, fix them to the wall. These are compression. Just got to mark the pipe there, whip them off with the pipe slice just beyond that mark. And then they will be perfect. Get those holes drilled, get that mounted, and then we get our mixer on. And then we can go centre of that to centre of head and then offset the riser rail. Get that screwed and drilled so that way then we can hoover up and do nothing above the bath. And then we can get the bath up here, get that waste cut down and connected with the flexi, get it bath leveled, get it siliconed, and then they'll have a working bath. So that's the plan next anyway. Okay, so I've drilled my holes, I've cut my pipes. All I'm going to do now is blodge a load of silicone in around those, screw our fittings on. Just like that, loads of silicone, and then all we're going to do is put our fittings on, screw them to the wall. So they're screwed to the wall. Now we've got to do is tweak these up, give them a tighten up with the spanner, put the shrouds on, stick our valve on. Okay, it's all tightened up, our shrouds are on. All we've got to do now is put the rubbers in, connect that on. She's on, we've marked our centre, so that's our centre line. So our riser rail is going to be offset so that the head of the shower is central to the bath. So that's what we've got to mark up now. So we're going to unpack it and see where we're looking at. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a nice long hose. That's the centre line, but I want my shower head in the centre. So I'll then put that to the side. I've levelled it and I've marked my pencil holes through there, like so, so I can now drill those and get that mounted. Okay, riser rail is up and in, that's all ready to go. This isn't cut, I've just trimmed the pipe down, I've put a 90 on it, and I've got my flexi waste ready to go. I've got those 4 bits of timber, I'm going to set the bath on there with the feet so that I can adjust the feet and level it. And then I've got to connect the waste up, which is still got connected to that. So I'm just, until I'm happy with it, I'll glue that once I know it all works and lines up. Okay, so we're trying to get the bath in. We've connected the trap and the flexi already. Now we've already got our really shallow trap, and as you can see, it's within the bath now. We've solvent welded, that's a compression, that's solvent welded, that's compression, and that's solvent welded. Not much more I can do. This is all glued, all I've got to do is glue it onto that. We've already levelled the feet, as you can see with all this timber. Basically what we've done is we've had the timber up on end, we've adjusted the feet to level the bath. We're going to put the bath back on these timbers now so that I can get my hand in to get the waste connected, and then we'll carefully pull the timbers out. These have all been tightened up so they should go straight to the floor now and it shouldn't rock. So fingers crossed, just gluing that now is going to be the way, is what we've got to do. So this is how we've basically adjusted our feet. We had these under the feet and then we levelled it, made sure it was good. So all I've got to do now is get my hand underneath there, you can see it, and glue the connection on. So wish me luck. Oh God. Things we do. Okay. Hopefully I've got long enough bloody arms. Right. Loads of glue around the pipe. And then loads of glue inside the elbow. We're done with it. Oh shit, that ain't gonna work. Right, hold up, change of plan. We've got to make some changes. Ow. Okay, we had to do a slight change of plan. I had to get a little chunk at the back of the bath because my waist was a bit closer to the wall, so it should now be able to connect, and it's all glued now. All I've got to do is screw it to the underside and then literally push it and drop it in place, so fingers crossed. One of those, right. Okay. Oh, the joys. Okay, that's tight. That's all tight. That's tight. Okay. Now hopefully before we set that level now, and slide it all the way back. Sure she's going to miss, and then we can do a test. Make sure everything's looking good as we can get it. Should be good, he says, with a very hopeful smile on his face. Alright. Slowly drop it in and see what happens. Alright, well, she's in. The question is she going to leak? Okay, so I've filled it up about a quarter. I've let it go slowly, and as you can see, we're bone dry on the floor. The floor's level, so it would have easily come this way before it went anywhere else. And it's not a pressurised system, so should be good. I should have left the timbers underneath it before I dropped it in place, but it's done now, it's in place. So I'm going to put a silicone, I'm going to pull it away slightly and just silicone bead that. And then we're going to tackle the toilet. That's our next job. Okay, so we're starting on the toilet. The toilet isn't fixed, it's just pushed into place for the minute. It's a no-brainer. Don't need loads of it, just enough to create a second seal. It's the only guarantee you're going to get in life that these ain't going to leak, because toilets can be fussy, finicky bloody things. You won't need it on the bottom because you've got enough of it on the outside, on the inside. And you don't need to over tighten these, we've got the silicone as well. Just give it a good turn by hand, and it'll be more than it needs. And filler. Again, silicone it, and again, should be black washer with that somewhere. Thought there was washer for it, but there doesn't seem to be one here. That's unusual. My little nip. I do things cock-handedly again. Okay. Just a little nip That's all they take. I'm going to attach my flexi, which I'm going to need this adapter for on this one. I always advise attaching the flexis to your system before you start, because if you try and do it afterwards, you'll have a nightmare. Right, let's get our donut on. Let's move this out of the way. Still need to get that tight, and I think. Let's get the system out, that pan out, sorry. Now I've got to attach the system to the pan carefully. What we'll do is give this a little nip, just to be sure. This is the one thing I didn't nip up. It's only a blank, so I'm just that's it. Okay. Drop the system into place. Okay. Get the nuts. Not my favourite part of any bathroom. Pain in the backside. One day somebody will actually invent a toilet that is easy to assemble. One day. Okay. Wipe silicone on my hands. Do the same again on the other side. Got my hand stuck on my watch. It's stuck. Take my watch off. Did you have my hand stuck? Okay. So all you got to do with these is just keep pushing down until you get a nice tight seal. And that is that assembled. Right. Now, normally we would screw this to the floor, but I know that the heating pipes, they run underneath where you're going to be screwing. So I can't risk it. So I'm just going to be siliconing it to the floor, and I'll put a couple of dollops on the system. I know a lot of people don't like us doing that, but I can't risk screwing through the floor because of those heating pipes. Pause it. Okay, so we've connected the pan connector. All I've got to do is push it in. I'm going to put an AAV on the basin just to allow for the AAV, for the air admittance valve, going to be over there, because I couldn't get it all in here, because it does need to be higher than that. So all I've got to do now is connect the feed and push the pan connector into the waste, and then we can turn the water on and do some provisional testing and go from there, really. Okay, so push fit, the pan connector's in the waste, got our push fit, our feed is on. Ricky's just turning the mains on. Turn the bath off. Just got to check this leak, check this for leaks here. We've done this elbow, and then we can fill her up, do some flush tests, make sure we've got no leaks, and then if we're happy we can push that in and get it silicone in place. And to be honest with you, that's probably as far as I'm going to go today. Just making sure it's going to shut off. Get the toilet, keep an eye on that, make sure it doesn't overflow. Right, that's shut off, that's good. Okay, got the lid on. So far, everything's looking dry. The glasses on. Everything's looking nice and dry. There's nothing underneath here leaking. That's a good sign. Let's give it a partial flush. Oh, and I've got to adjust the flush, hold on. So I had to adjust the stalks to make sure they were going to fit. Keep an eye on it for leaks. Just keep giving it some flushes. Do that a few times, make sure there's no leaks, and we're happy, we'll push it in place.